All right, ladies, welcome to Live the Life You Really Want to Live. It's going to be a fun-filled 5 days, 5 days, 15 minutes. So we're going to get it done. Okay, so firstly, I really do just want to welcome you all here. I'm so grateful that you have taken the time to be here with us today as we investigate a way to live the life that we have dreamed of living. So I'm Sharon Coleman. I am the founder of Her Divine Life. I am also a dream builder coach. And in the next 5 days, I will give you a formula that will help you build the life that you love. A couple of housekeeping things because our time is so short. I'm going to ask that if you have a question for me, which I would love to answer, that you put it in the Facebook group. Our Facebook group, the link to it is actually in the chat the whole time that we're doing this. So feel free, and I assure you, I promise you, I will answer them by the end of the day today. So let's get started, everyone. Okay. So I want to start by telling a funny story because I like funny stories. So this is a story about a mother mouse, and the mother mouse is taking her little family from outside into the little hole that they live in the wall. And all of a sudden she sees a cat, and the cat sees her. And so the cat actually is just about to pounce on the mice, and the mother mouse raises up and goes woof, 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 woof. And so the cat runs away. I'm very scared, but also very confused, obviously. And the mother mouse turns around and looks at the babies and says, remember this moment always, because this is the importance of learning a second language. I love that story. I love that story because it talks about the importance of a language, and there is a language to success. There is a language to meeting and exceeding our goals and having a life that we love and that we really want to be living in. And so that is a little bit about this story, right? So the language of success, right? It has a certain rhythm. It has a cadence. There are specific things that we can do to ensure that we can bring our dreams from our imagination into the world of reality. Okay, so raise your hand if you have some area of your life that you would like to improve, right? Like 100% of you. Yeah, we all have some area of our life that we would like to improve in, and as do I, as do I. So you may want to make improvements in, we all have 4 quadrants to our life. So we have the area of relationships. So you may want to improve a relationship with your partner, your husband. You may want to improve it with your children, your friends, or your family. It may be health and well-being. And in health and well-being, we want to, well, lose weight or lower our blood pressure, or maybe just build strength. And then there's our vocation, which is where we trade our gifts and talents for money in this world. And our vocation, it may be that you want a different type of career, or that you want to go have the career you've always dreamed of, even though you've done something differently. Or maybe you want to start your own business, right? And then there's my favorite, which is time and money freedom. And I love this one because this is about going on trips to exotic places, perhaps, right? And then not worrying about the money while you're there doing that. So I want to talk about my intention for today. I'm going to give you 3 tools to help you achieve your goals faster over the next 5 days, give you greater clarity on your goals and your dream, and then help you feel even more confident in your ability to pull that off. So, how many of you have ever achieved a dream or a goal that when you started, you thought you did not know how you were going to possibly do it, right? And then not only you did it, but you did it in an amazing time, like quicker than you thought you were going to, right? Like, yeah, that's a lot of us. Okay. So you are capable of far more than you know, similar to this little guy, right? So how many of you surprised yourself by how quickly you were able to accomplish a goal or a dream in the past, right? Many of us. So what's interesting about dreams and goals is really it's where they come from. Our goals and dreams are often born out of the challenges that we're all facing in our life. Interesting place for that to happen, right? So, how many of you are currently facing a challenge in your life right now? I can guarantee you that it's all of us, because you're always going to be facing a challenge, because life is always pushing and the divine is pushing to be expressed through you. And so you're always going to be on this green kind of growing edge of life, right? And there are two signals for growth: longing and discontent. And longing may be where you feel like you've got something missing in your life, right? You may have a great life, but there's something in your heart that's resonating that you feel like you're missing. Or it may be that you're discontent, which simply means that you're dissatisfied in maybe a condition in your life or a circumstance that's going on in your life. But I tell you, the truth is that has created us is constantly pushing on our green growing edge, just like the grass, just like the trees, to become a larger expression of itself, of love in this world. So that's our green growing edge. And let me tell you, these two signals, they literally changed my life. So when I was 26, I was in a really dark period of my life. I was broke. I was depressed. I really was having a difficult time. And unfortunately, fortunately, I had stopped drinking and drugging like a year earlier. I was very young when I stopped all of that. But all the feelings that were underneath all of that were coming up from inside of me. And I didn't know how to handle them. And I really was very scared. And so I had started to think about ways to take myself out. And on one particular night, I honestly was afraid of what I might do. And I'd kind of given up on organized religion and on God, because I'd seen things go terribly wrong with it in my personal experience, and people be very cruel that were involved in it. And I just kind of given up on it at the time. And so what happened was, in desperation, I hit my knees on the floor and I cried out, God, if you're there, please help me. And I had the most amazing experience, because that moment I was surrounded in love and peace, and a greater peace than I had ever felt or known. And I knew that I was in the presence of something amazing, and that my prayer had been answered. That night when I got up to go to bed, I knew that everything was finally going to be okay. I didn't know how it was going to be okay, but I knew that it was going to be okay. And so what's beautiful is the next day I woke up and I got a phone call from this woman that I barely knew, who invited me to this women's meeting. And when I went to this women's meeting, I met my mentor, Anne, who was my first mentor for 30 years of my life. And Anne changed my life from the inside out. She taught me about neurology and psychology and all these amazing spiritual principles. And for the next 35 years of my life, I studied with some of the greatest spiritual leaders on our planet. I have had amazing teachers and mentors. And more than anything, I applied these principles to my life, and my life changed. And what's so crazy is I went from where I was broke and I was depressed to a woman who ended up leading teams of thousands in business and working with over $1 billion worth of business. And I was in the top 2% of women earners in the United States. Now, imagine that, because I wasn't educated. I went from this to that. And these are the principles and the things that I've learned in the system for bringing things from a dream into reality that I'm hoping to share with you over the next 5 days. And it's exciting. So I'm graced to be here with all of you today. So I love this saying: each one of us is given a gift that's uniquely ours to bring forth to make this world a better place. And that dream is pushing to be born from inside of you. So do any of you feel that toward, like you have that feeling like you're being pulled to create something different in your life or a change in your life, and maybe you're not sure how to do it, right? There's a saying that some people live 90 years, and then there are people who live 1 year over and over and over 90 times. And I know that's not you, and I know that's why you're here. So I'm actually going to make you a promise. And my promise is that I'm going to pour everything I have into serving you over the next few days, so that if you do want to make a change in your life, you have a system that you can do that on, right? And then also, if there's any of you that like resonate with the teaching, then when we're through, I'll have a gift for all of you. So let's get started. So we're going to talk a lot about paradigms, right? Because paradigms are what are really controlling our life. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is a collection of thoughts, behaviors, perceptions that dictate your feelings, your actions, and the results that you're getting in your life. So often we're committing the devastating mistake of living our lives on autopilot, with only small glimpses of inspiration, of passion, and of desire. And I know that you all want more, but I want you to understand where you're creating your results from in your life. So this slide is probably one of the most important that we're going to see over 5 days. Many people think that they are controlling their life with their conscious mind, right? Your conscious mind is where your willpower is, your short-term memory, it's your critical thinking, and it's your logical thinking. But as you can see from this picture, 90% of what's driving your results is coming from your subconscious mind, which is often hidden to many people. And in your subconscious mind, you've got your beliefs, your emotions live there, your habits live there, your values, your protective reactions to keep you safe, your long-term memory, your imagination, and your intuition. So 90% of what controls our lives, and that is really leading to the paradigms that we're showing, where there's self-limiting behaviors, or where we don't love ourselves enough, or things just we don't seem to be able to create that dream that we really want, are coming from inside of your subconscious mind. And when I found this out, I finally understood some things. I'm going to give you an example of subconscious mind. You decide you're going to go on a diet, right? So you go to the store, you get everything you need to do healthy eating, and you bring it all home and you do all your food prep, and you do 2 days straight of where you're eating like $1 million and you're feeling great about yourself. And then all of a sudden, a friend invites you out to dinner, and you say yes. And the next thing you know, you're looking down in the remains of a plate of some gooey caramel chocolate brownie delight that you just devoured. And when you get home, you're beating yourself up and you're just like banging your head against the wall. Like, how could that have happened? I was doing so good. And I'm telling you that the basis of that decision that you made to eat that dessert came up in you through your subconscious mind. So it wasn't on your conscious mind that had made that decision. So you can see how incredibly important it is that we start to become aware of our paradigms and aware of what is inside of our subconscious mind. So that leads me to the critical self thoughts that so many of us are thinking in our minds, because the basis of most of those thoughts is coming from our subconscious mind. Those horrible things that we hear from the self-critic, where we are being so awful to ourselves, right? I'll never find love. I don't have enough energy. I have no control about what's happening in my life. I'm a victim. No one really cares about me. I'm a fake. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not smart enough. Those thoughts are coming from subconscious mind. And what's fascinating is they've been programmed since before you were 10 years old, most of them. So I just want to talk to you guys about the fact that when we come back tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be finding out about our paradigms and what lives in our paradigms. And then we are going to actually start to create a blueprint for a life that you would love, for your dream, for that calling that you have inside of you to bring forth to make this world a better place. And I think that our time is up. 15 minutes is so short. I have enjoyed you all so very, very much. And again, it's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to seeing you, all of you, tomorrow. Please drop your comments, as well as, please, any questions that I can answer for you at this point, drop them into the Facebook group. And I look forward to seeing all of you and your beautiful faces tomorrow. So thank you so much, everyone that came. Please, I just want you to understand that there's absolutely, you are 100% empowered to change your life, because I did it. And if I did it, guys, anybody can do it, right? You guys have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, everyone.